观众朋友好，欢迎收看最新一期的子天访谈录，我是子天 Sky 董。今天很开心，我们有请到了 Richmond 的新女市长 Rebecca Haas 给我们大家打个招呼。Hi, Danny.
Yes, hi. I'm Danny Nguyen. It's our great honor to have the mayor, the newly elected mayor of the city of Richmond. Thank you so much for having us, Mayor.
I appreciate you coming and talking with me.
Yes, ma'am. Before we start, would you like to say anything to the audience?
Well, I welcome you to Richmond, Texas. We are sitting right in the middle of it, and it's a place for people to come visit. If you need a home, we have some homes here that you can come and buy. We're growing. We have a big future, and I'm ready to roll with it. So please come visit.
Wow, I could see that. I could see the passion in you, Mayor.
I do.
I know that you have lived here for more than 5 decades.
Yes.
And you've seen the transformation of the city. Yes. So tell us a little bit about your background. When did your family come, and how did you see the transformations of the city over the years?
Well, I am a direct descendant of one of Austin's original 300 settlers to Richmond, and from their insight, it's really grown. Okay. From my insight, these are all gravel roads over here, and most of them were gravel. Right. I remember coming as a child to shop in downtown Richmond, and it was always, I was in awe of all the buildings that we had. Restaurants, I remember going to all the restaurants. It's just, the future holds so much for us, and I want everyone that comes to visit, especially the children, to have memories like I have.
Right. You know, this is a city that has been known for having a lot of historical sites.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, this is not a strange place for many other adjacent vicinities. You got the courthouse. Tell us about what is it that makes Richmond city unique?
Richmond was established in 1838.
Yes.
It's one of the first cities in Texas that was established here. We have a lot of people that fought for Texas independence that lived here and are buried here.
Yes.
Sam Houston, I'm sorry, not Sam Houston, but he did bring his troops through here.
Yes.
During the runaway scrape.
Brazoria River.
Yes. Actually, when we had the runaway scrape, that's when the settlers were running from Santa Ana.
Yes, sir.
His troops and the settlers crossed the Brazos River right over here. And it's there was like 1,600 men, you know, and it's just amazing to think about that many people coming across right there. Deaf Smith was here, and he's one of the first scouts.
Yes.
So he would go and scout things out and report back to General Houston.
Yes.
Lamar's here. He was the second president of the Republic of Texas. Jane Long is here.
Yes.
And she was the mother of Texas. And they're buried at Morton Cemetery. Morton Cemetery is so historic. It is so peaceful. It's a place just to walk around and be amazed by the people that are there. There's a man that was here that was named Thomas Smith.
Yes.
He's one of the only survivors of the massacre in Goliad.
Right.
And his life was spared because he was a gunsmith. And so he would repair the Mexican troops' guns. And that's why his life was spared. So,
right.
A lot of history, a lot of historic places to come see. Yes. Our courthouse was built in 1809.
Yes.
And it was our courthouse for a long time till we went to the Justice Center. We moved out. Renovations on the courthouse, they did an excellent job.
Right.
There were like 17 layers of paint on the floor, on the walls around the rotunda downstairs, and when they removed them all, it turned out that everything was green. So I guess they liked green back then. Maybe for money, I don't know.
Yes. Well, I could see the passion in your eyes, like you relive.
I do.
The histories, And for newcomers like us, I think history is so important. Because every piece of land had a story with it, has heritage with it.
Yes.
And I think the first thing that we have to, whoever that is, have to appreciate the origins and the visions. You know, Richmond is not strange to us.
It is not. Now when they came over with Stephen F. Austin, each settler got a league.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure exactly how many acres it was, but it was over 1,000, I think.
Right.
So everything's got a league. It's like the Jane Long League.
Yes.
And that's how they identify it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you live here that long.
I've lived here
and chose
yes.
to live here, and
Yes.
you grew up, you went to school here, raised your family here
Yes.
for 5 decades. So you've seen a lot.
We have seen a lot,
You've seen the
yes.
physical transformation. Tell me, how does that feel? Are you happy with the progress?
I'm very happy with the progress. Downtown is going to always be here.
Yes.
It's going to have to evolve. COVID was rough on us for downtown.
Right, right.
So it's time for us to get back on our feet and bring other businesses in. We need a few more restaurants downtown. Other than that, we've got lots of places that they can go and walk and see.
Right.
My best thoughts of downtown, I like the year of 1885.
Yes.
So you've got to stop and think about the streets. It's horses, cows, cowboys, ladies with the long dresses. Everything was dirt.
Right.
I mean, so we have transformed a lot from back then.
Right, right. I've seen the population grow
Yes.
explosively.
Yes.
And I see a lot of diversity as well. So as a new mayor, how can you manage to keep a balance of keeping that old traditional core values and heritage and still adapt it to the mentality of new comers to create that balance?
It's educating them on our history and
Yeah.
making it fun. And if you make something fun, they're going to remember what you said. If it's just a dry conversation, they're not going to listen to you. They're just going to walk away and say, hey, okay. But if you make it interesting and fun and you bring out some highlights and you do have passion, they're going to remember that. And they'll bring family members that are visiting with them over. We just need a couple more restaurants, and
Yes,
you know.
yes, when we get to
but
that,
everything
yes.
everything is in walking distance, and that's what's good also.
Yes, yes. Well, before we move on to new topics, Sky, is there anything you'd like to ask the mayor
Yeah.
about her background?
Yeah. So, what do you make the decision want to become a mayor?
The Moore family ran the city for over 70 years. And they did a very good job. And I respect everything that they did. But I feel like we need to move on into the future.
Yeah.
And we need to this is the time for us to do that. And I'm not one to drag my feet. I'm ready to go. And so it's talking with people, and I do like people. And so it's talking to people, just telling them about history, telling them about what Richmond has to offer. I love Richmond, so maybe that was my choice of running for mayor.
Yeah. Normally, the woman's liability is take care of family, take care of kids. So you have to make the balance for your work, be the mayor.
I've raised my kids. We did it all. We did cheerleading, softball, we did volleyball, we did everything. So it's my time. They're raised, they're doing well. But there too, people need to realize that women, yes, we're supposed to be home raising kids, but part of that raising is taking them out and teaching them their surroundings and making them proud of what we've got.
Right.
And keeping them away from the games, the
Yes, yes.
PlayStations and stuff.
You know, Sky, sometimes actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
You know, a lot of politicians, a lot of candidates, they say that they care for the city, but actions speak very loudly. The fact that you came here and then you stay here, you raise your family, and then now, I mean, you own business. So, I mean, this city's future is, you have a stake in this a lot. So
When you run for office, I was told you don't promise anybody anything because if you don't follow through, then it's going to make it bad for what people will remember you for.
Yeah.
All I can do is tell them my hopes, and I've got so many hopes, and I sat down with so many people when I was campaigning.
Yes.
And my excitement led to their excitement, so it was, you know.
Right.
There's a few things that I would like to change. We are working on them. I've brought them to the city commission, and some of them they like, some things they don't like, and that's what it's all about. It's discussion.
Right. Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, all the commissioners, we leave every meeting happy.
Yes.
I mean, there's no cause for fighting. You can have disagreements, but at the end of the day, we're all friends.
Right. I remember in an article, Houston Chronicle, if I remember correctly, it was written on December 1st of 2020.
Yes, sir.
You had an interview with the Houston Chronicle.
Yes, sir.
And one of the statements you mentioned that Richmond need tax revenue and to revive the city.
We do. Richmond, being the county seat, most of our properties here, well, I think about 70, not 70, but maybe 40% of our properties are tax exempt because they do have government buildings on them. Right. So we have to accept what we have right now and enhance what we've got and do the best we can with what we have, plus moving out into other areas because we have properties in our ETJ that we can, maybe pull in.
Right. So let's talk about attracting business, which is important because these businesses are developers, investor, business owners, and these are the ones who will make a dominant effect in the city. So like any other cities, we have a lot of other cities. So what do you think that make Richmond city different from other city that they should invest here instead of some in other cities? What is your competitive advantage?
Our competitive advantage is that
you're so close to the freeway.
We're close to the freeway, yes, but we're also close to the railroad.
Yes.
The railroad is a key factor, and there's some properties where there can maybe be places where we could, have a section where they would load their product to where they can go and ship it wherever they needed to go. Yes, we do have the freeways and trucks are going in and out all the time.
Yes.
But I just think that with us being such a not a young town, but wanting to attract businesses as much as we want to, that we have some opportunities for them.
Yes. As a matter of fact, we really like City of Richmond because we own land in Richmond. So the reason that, thank you, we're very grateful. And the reason that is attracted us over here, as you know, that as development expanded south, there's no more land. And then the good thing about your city is that you have a lot of large continuous tract of land. That is exactly manufacturing, distribution centers, and big company.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
And most of the land that is accessible to us now is owned by families that have been here forever, just like we have. Yeah. And so they do have they like Richmond a whole lot, and they might want to be part of us, and that's what we're working towards because, yes, they're Richmond people.
Yes. So you have abundance of land.
Yes, we do.
But more importantly, it's not about land, man. As we talked before the show, it's just the mentality of a city that make that piece of land attractive. There's some city that people don't want to come because they are anti development. So what is your mentalities of growth and business developments?
We have opportunity growth. We have two.
Yes.
And it's on our website, and that's something that is very interesting to people that want to have businesses here and industry.
Right. You have a question for the mayor about as an investor, what is it that you're looking for in a city?
Yeah. So what's your future few years plan for the Richmond city?
Well, I wish I could wiggle my nose and it'd all be happening right now, but it does take a while to do.
Yeah.
My vision is for Richmond to have some hotels. We need to be a destination place.
Right.
Okay. We play on our history, but we also have to have new businesses in here that the millennium kids or people like to come visit. I mean, it's a balance that we've got to have. And I think that we've got it. We have a new economic development director, and he's doing a very good job. He came on the same week I did.
Right.
So he's learning, I'm learning, and he's learning to love Richmond a whole lot. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So I think we've got him over here in Texas now.
Yes. I'm so grateful that you decided to have an interview with us. I mean, you're relatively new, very new for a couple of months, but it seemed to me you have a very good team. I talked to your team, I talked to the city manager. They seem to be very knowledgeable. And she mentioned to me that you have a lot of business resources. You have to remember that the first thing is to check for land availability. And number two, developers and investors like us,
Yes.
we're looking for infrastructures.
Yes.
How do we get infrastructures? How do we get utilities and all that?
Well, with the infrastructures,
Yes.
we've got a lot of that in the future that are in our plans.
Yes.
It takes a lot of money though to make the sewer systems
Yes.
and everything go to. Our city manager has a vision, and she's been doing really well with
Yes.
our
Yes.
the
Yes.
water and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
And she has looked into the future. I mean, so there are places that we're ready to go right now. Other places we are working on.
Right.
I don't think that it's a problem. We prefer that the city offer the services to them.
Right, right.
We
right.
have a new subdivision going in on 90.
Yes, I
and we're
saw
running
that,
the sewer
yes.
system there right now. So, I
Right.
mean, many houses are going to be built here in Richmond. The Old
Right.
Country Club,
Yeah.
that's going to be a new development.
Yeah.
And that is in the city limits, and we're excited. That's going to bring so many more people into Richmond.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
You before always heard about my friends in Sugarland, Katy, and right now so many people move to Richmond. So I want to know what's property tax and comparison Sugarland and Katy. What do you think? What's more benefit to bring people come in to live here?
With property tax,
Yeah.
property tax it's over the edge. Okay, it's there needs to be some reform with property tax. Wherever you live, it's going to be high, and I don't know how to fight that. I do not know how to fight it.
Well, as a matter of fact, in a way, you do have a plan. The fact that, man, you said you want to
Yeah.
bring in businesses.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
business bring tax revenues.
Yes, it does.
And
Yes,
the
it does.
tax revenues is how it share the costs.
Yes, it
so
does.
basically, I think you do have that plan. Going back to the question of infrastructure, infrastructure is very important.
It is.
And you and I know that practically, I mean, a city is has a lot of land. I mean, there's no way that each piece had all the utilities. So I saw that. I did my homework. I checked that. I saw that you have a pre-development. You have like a business resources.
Yes,
and
sir.
one of those are the pre-development meeting.
Yes, sir.
So I thought that's a great idea.
Yes, sir.
Because it's just like an exchange. Let's say if somebody identifies a piece of land, they come and then they meet with you and with your staff, and they would tell you what kind of vision they have, what kind of improvement, what kind of job they create, and then in exchange to that, then the city will provide. It's not a free thing, but it's like a long-term investment, if you will.
When they come to the pre-construction meetings,
Yes.
all of the department heads are there.
Yes.
And so they do tell what they want to do, and then the department heads will go through and say, okay, when you do this, you have to have this,
Yes.
and you have to have that. Some things that they might want, we don't have at this time, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that we're not already working on it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things that are being worked on in the background that people don't know about.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and so there's a few that are very exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the fact that you plant a seed, you open that door of possibilities. Because, I mean, like anything else, I mean, not everything will fit.
It will
but the
not.
fact that they talk with you and have an open communication, it saves a lot. Sometimes we had a contract on a piece of land, and we put a title company, and it's gone through the whole process. And at the end, we found out that it's not feasible.
Yes.
Whether it's wrong zoning or whether it's wrong, physically, it's not feasible. But the fact that, I mean, you have that, I think that will be tremendously helpful.
I hope it is. I do. I hope it is.
Yes. And I also saw that you have the economic zone. So do you have a map of the city that indicated what portion of the city is under that economic zone?
We do.
You
We do.
do.
It's on the website. It tells
Yes.
Old Town, it tells Downtown, it tells the ETJ, it tells the different sections. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Website's really good. It's got a lot of resources that people can tap into.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And then another thing you talk about is you want to bring the business back to downtown. What is the current status of that downtown right now?
COVID hit us hard.
Yeah.
But we're coming back, and it's a circle. You have to develop businesses down around 59. We have visions of a hotel there, a convention center.
Yes.
We have a HEB now. That's a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
But you have to have that revenue coming in to where it's going to, you know, allow us to spend it downtown. Downtown, we need some restaurants. We need places for people to walk and talk and visit,
Right.
you know. We have a few, but
Right.
we could have different foods, you know, and you could spend a whole day.
Right, right. I saw that you have under business resources, you have a, what is it called? It's called retention, and you help small business.
Yes, we do.
To survive. What
There
was the
are
name
grants.
of that program?
There are
Yeah.
grants that they can apply for downtown.
Yes.
And it helps them with the
Is
cost.
that for existing business or for new business as
It's
well?
for existing right now.
Existing,
yes.
got you.
Yes.
You're just trying to help them to survive.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
And it helps them with some of their structure.
Yes.
We had a building that has an old hotel in it,
Right.
and it had deteriorated a whole lot. It's now awesome. They redid it all, and it's just, it's a great place to go look
Yes.
and see what can be done to some
Yeah.
of the older buildings. Yes.
Yeah. You know, Sky Mayor is also a small business owner.
I am.
Mayor own an antique shop. I think you may want to go there and see.
Wow, antique shop.
Explore
Yeah.
it.
Antiques. I love antiques.
Yeah.
It's a hard business because people that are my children's age, they don't want them.
Yeah.
You know, but they're coming around. I guess I was born in '58, and so the '60s, nobody really cared about it.
Yeah.
You know, we saw it all. It was just kind of old furniture. No, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Now everybody is starting to come around, and
can see that,
they
yeah.
appreciate it because it's real wood and stuff
Yeah.
like that. What I wanted my store to be was a memory store. So if you've got a cookie jar in there and it's one just exactly like your grandmother had that was full of cookies every time you
Yeah.
would go visit, that's what I want them to buy and walk out of my store and say, hey, I just bought a memory, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
Yeah, that's really
yeah,
sweet. Yeah.
That is a part of the culture.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a part of the heritage and the cultures.
Yes.
So how is it being a small business owner under a time like this, man? You think things are turning around?
I believe they are.
Yeah.
I believe they are. We have a business called Treasure Hunters that's here, and it survived, and it actually brought in some extra vendors that she had, and they've got classes, and you've got to offer things that are fun, that are going to bring people in.
You see a lot of horses. You ride horse, man?
I do not ride horses. My father-in-law did. He was a professional rodeoer.
Right.
So I've been around him, but I've not been on too many horses.
Right.
Husband rode horses.
Yeah, I see a lot of ranches around.
Yes, yes.
Okay, before we end, usually when we talk about city, we talk about quality of life.
Yeah.
We talk about a place to live, a place to play, to work, and what is it that if you had an opportunity to talk to an audience, what is it that you would like to tell them?
I believe that Richmond has a lot of things to offer. We have a school district that is fantastic. Your children will learn lots. They have top-notch equipment that they use. I mean, it's one of the top school districts around Texas. The housing, it's everywhere. We have a new subdivision that's coming in, and you drive through there, and on all the lots, it's sold. So there's a lot of interest in that. Where the new communities are coming in, there are schools that are being built there too.
Yeah.
So it would be a great place to raise your family. It's a safe place. I feel very safe. My children feel safe. A lot of memories. It's just it's a special place.
Yeah.
And they need to come see so that they can get the feel for it. You can talk about it all day, but if you don't get the feel for it, then
yes.
Yeah.
I strongly encourage our audience to go for a tour, to come and have a feel for it. As a matter of fact, we think this is a countryside, but it seems to me that you have the best of both worlds.
We do for right now.
Yeah, I can see
Yes,
it. You know,
yes.
you have the rustic. You see ranch, you see Texas, you see cow, you see horses. But on the other end, you turn around, you see HEB, and you see a brand new high-tech facility. You know,
Well, right
and then you
down-
had a brand new houses.
Right
yeah.
down the road from our new Justice Center, there's a pasture, and it's got longhorns in it. Wow. Yeah, so there's a lot for kids to see, yes.
One of the hospital, is it Oak
Oak Bend,
Yeah, is that part of Richmond? On the freeway, the one on the freeway?
We have one here.
Yes.
We have hotels too.
Yes.
That's in our city limits.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if the big box, stores are going to come here, but if you get some stores that are unique, that's what people will come to, is the unique.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, as it will come naturally. Remember, you have taken the first step.
Yes.
You're trying to attract business.
Yes.
And business create jobs.
Yes.
And then job will attract residents to be households.
Yes.
And household will lead to demand.
Yes.
That's when retail
Yes.
goes. It will come. Yeah.
We're working on our 10th Street, and it
Yes.
will be. Eventually, it'll be a thoroughfare from Highway 90 all the way to 359. So we're in the first phase of that.
You see, the new mayor has a
Yeah.
lot of plan.
Well, there's just so much
Yes,
opportunity
ma'am.
that
Yes.
I'm ready to tackle it.
Yes.
And our city management, I trust them. They're so good, and they've been with the city for so long, and that says a lot too when you
Yes.
have longevity in
Yes.
employment.
Yes. Yes.
So, but I do trust them with my life. Yeah.
Well, before we say goodbye to the mayor, Sky, do you have anything else? Last question to the mayor. Is there anything you'd like to say?
And thank you so much for today, your time. And we know a lot about the Richmond City.
I appreciate
I
that.
learned a lot from you also. Yeah.
Well, call me up and I'll teach you some more, and we go on a walk.
Okay.
That'd be
Thank you
fun.
so
It'd be
much.
a lot of fun. Yes.
You seem to be very fascinated because of the female leadership.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yes. maybe you could be a great inspiration to female leaders, Mayor. Because when people think about politics, especially in small city, but to have a female, and then to have the courage and the vision to
Female,
do that,
yes.
you will inspire a lot of other young girls.
But being a female and being someone that wants to do the right thing,
Yes.
and I treat people as though they're my family.
Yes.
Nobody's different. We're all the same. And I welcome them, and I want them to be involved in Richmond. So that's kind of, if you do that, people are going to remember you. Just take the extra step, One of the first things that I received when I was elected, I received a packet of letters from a preschool, or not preschool, but an elementary school. And they shared with me their visions.
Yes.
And so we have a pizza party planned so that they can talk with me, and we can talk about some of their stuff. And some of their stuff is kind of out there, but it could be fun,
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but to me, when I decided to come to a new city, it's great to have a lot of nice buildings, great facilities and land and all that. But the most important thing to me is the people behind it, the people who live in that city, the leaders who manage that city. I'm so grateful that we have an opportunity to talk to the mayor. More importantly, who cares about the city? Again, thank you,
appreciate
Mayor.
that.
Yeah.
I invite you back. Come back in about a year and let's see where we're at.
Yes, we
Okay?
will.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
Mayor.
that. Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
这就是今天的子天访谈录。今天在节目里呢，我们了解了很多 Richmond 的一些城市的历史和现在的发展。好，谢谢，我是子天 Sky 董，我们下期再见。
By the way.